everybody, it is your girl Jade Ashley, and I am back with yet another video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats and music of this week, so you know you have to stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So my first beat of this week, I have to talk about the 2016 BET Awards. Now last week, I let you guys know that it was coming on. I said I was going to do a separate video, but the way my time was set up this week, look. So I figured I might as well just make it a beat. So I'm just going to go through the notes that I, got together during the show. I'm not going to really try to hold y'all with this because, as this video is being recorded and by the time this video drops, it's going to be old news. So I just want to give my opinion on what I thought about this year's show. So the first thing I want to talk about is Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar opening up the show with their song Freedom. Now, Beyonce caught everybody by surprise because, as we all know, the past couple of years Beyonce has not been to the BET Awards, and the last time she performed at the BET Awards she sent like a video because I think she was like headlining some festival or something like that. So we all were pretty much convinced that we were not going to see Beyonce at the BET Awards no time soon, especially after that whole little tweet situation that went down when it was like, oh, anti is better than lemonade. We was like, oh yeah, BET fucked up now. They ain't never going to see Beyonce in person ever again. But she came through and she performed. I know that she just started her dates over in the UK for the second leg of her Formation World Tour. Y'all know what tour she on. So I was actually surprised to see her there because I knew that she was literally like 1 to 3 days away from starting her shows overseas, and I'm like, man, she's in LA, and she popped up at the BET Awards and she killed it. So I thought the performance was dope. I mean, if you've seen clips of the show like on social media since she's been here in the US, you know that when she does Freedom, she does like the whole water thing. So we know that, but obviously with this being the BET Awards, the costumes were different, and if I'm not mistaken, this was our first time seeing her and Kendrick Lamar perform the song together live on stage and for it to be televised. So it was absolutely dope, and BET, they did a great job with the whole Beyonce surprise. And the cat was kind of out of the bag when her dancers were walking on the red carpet and stuff, and everybody was like, oh, Beyonce, her background dancers are in formation. And even when I saw her background dancers, I was like, nah, it has to be a catch to this. It has to be a catch. But other than that, aside from her, opening up the show, she did win 2 awards. She won Video of the Year, and she also won Viewer's Choice. A couple of, Team Breezy was a little bit salty, but I mean, Beyonce winning over Chris Brown, I feel like it's okay because, he usually gets Viewer's Choice, so I think it was cool. But the next moment I want to talk about is the designer performance. Oh my gosh, this is definitely a memorable performance from this year's BET Awards, and one reason why is because it created so many memes that took over social media. So you guys know that designer, his key song for right now is Panda. So he was at the award show performing his song Panda, and if y'all know, people think something is wrong with him because the way he moves, and I don't know, but he was performing a song, he was getting the crowd hype, everybody was into it, and then I don't even know how people catch this sometimes, but it's a meme going around where the designer is like, ah, and then Fab was looking at him like, and then Fab had to tweet during the award show like, nah, designer, he caught me off guard because I was looking and he was on the stage. I looked down at my phone and then the next minute he next to me. Like, it was just so funny, and it was absolutely so many memes that was made out of that whole little moment with designer and Fab. But definitely that was a highlight. That was a highlight, especially because a meme that took over social media came out of it. The next one I want to talk about is the Fat Joe, Remy Ma, and French Montana performance of All the Way Up. Now, I like the song, one, because it's representing New York. It's all New York rappers, and y'all know me, I'm New York all the way. I stand for my city no matter what. But I mean, like, you can tell with that performance that everybody was into the song. I saw Samuel Jackson was singing. I was like, what's Samuel Jackson know about some All the Way Up? That was the first thing I said when I was like, once the performance was over, Gabrielle Union, like, everybody was just into it. And then one thing I think a lot of people didn't like get to really like highlight, like, Remy Ma at an award show performing her single, like, yo, she's really back. Like, we know she's been back. She's been on Love and Hip Hop. This is like a real big single. But like, Remy is back. Like, it's been a minute a minute. When I tell you it's been a minute, like, because Remy went away when I was like in junior high school or something like that. But you know, we know she's back. But to me, that moment of her on stage with the 40-inch weave and then the black gown, I was like, yo, she's back. Like, she's back. She's really back, and she's gonna give these girls in the rap game a run for their money. The next one I want to talk about, and I'm not going to talk too much about this, is Alicia Keys. She performed her song In Common, and she had like this big red puffy jacket. To me, I thought it was kind of cute, honestly. And then she had like the sound machines and like the piano and like the guitar. So I'm like, yo, what the hell is she about to do? Like, I didn't know what something she was about to do. Then she started performing In Common, and which I thought was weird to me is that, honestly, when that song came out, I hated that song. I hated that song. I remember listening to Pandora and it came on and I gave it a thumbs down. But now I like it. Like, when she was performing the song, I was singing the song along with her, and I like it thanks to the radio. You know, the radio plays a song like 25 times, you hear it, and then, you know, that's what the radio is for. So I just wanted to do that. A lot of people didn't really like that performance, but I mean, I guess it was cool only for the simple fact that I was singing the song with it. I mean, she didn't do nothing too extraordinary, but I mean, it is what it is. You don't really have to be extra to be that great. But vocally, she sounded good to me. You know, Bryson Tiller, he had a great night. He won Best Male R&B. He won Best New Artist. And then he performed his 2 songs, Don't, and then he performed Exchange, and I enjoyed it. Other than that, we have to talk about these Prince tributes, okay? We're just going to talk about all of the tributes all together in one. So the first tribute was Erykah Badu and Bilal. Bilal went off. Bilal was all on the floor, laid out, like he went off. I was like, okay, Bilal, I see you. Then after that, we had Stevie Wonder and Tori Kelly. Shit, why I said her name backwards? Okay, Tori Kelly. We all know Tori Kelly, she is invited to every black function, every black award show, every black barbecue. Like, she's an acceptance. You know, we drug her over to our side because that girl could sing. So they had them. They did the second performance. The third one, I believe, was actually the Jennifer Hudson one. Jennifer Hudson killed it. Now, I saw a lot of people sitting here saying, oh, she always screaming. She always got to make a song sound like a church song because she did Purple Rain. So, she killed it. Like, honestly, I had a tear come out of my eyes. And what I like about Jennifer Hudson, yes, she screams, she's loud, we know this. This is Jennifer Hudson. That's what makes her Jennifer Hudson. That's what makes her different from everybody else. That's why nobody can beat her. That is her thing. But, you know, she did give Purple Rain a different sound, but just the emotion. Like, one thing I love about BET is that they never get a tribute wrong. It's not a time that I've ever seen them get a tribute wrong. So, like, the emotion was there, and the way she just sung it, and the vocal, oh, I'm getting chills thinking about it, honestly, to be honest with you guys. And, like, she literally sung the hell out of that song from the very moment she stepped off that stage. Like, she was walking to the back and she was still going off. So kudos to Jennifer Hudson, because she did an outstanding job in her tribute to Prince and definitely brought emotion to everybody nationwide. Like, before she even opened her mouth, I was like, she's about to slay this, and she slayed that performance without a doubt. Another person that paid tribute to Prince was my dad, Maxwell. You guys know I said I have like my musical family. So Maxwell, you know, he did his song Lake by the Water, and then he intertwined it with a Prince song. So my dad, his voice is still golden. He's amazing. You know, Brooklyn all day, every day. He's from Brooklyn. And like I said, that's my father, you know. So shout out to my dad, Maxwell. And then the last person to be a part of the Prince tribute was Sheila E. Now, Sheila E, out of all the tributes, obviously she stole the show. She was a close friend to Prince. So, you know, she had to kill. She had to come and slay all of these people. And that's exactly what she did. And I think the final image of her, like, holding up the guitar in the air and then, like, it coming down, like, I just knew that Prince was in heaven and he was happy. Like, BET, they threw shade at the BMAs once the BMAs did that tribute with Madonna, and they was like, yeah, we saw that, we got you. And I feel like BET definitely delivered when it came to these Prince tributes. Yeah, I mean, the best tributes obviously was Jennifer Hudson and Sheila E, but overall, one thing that BET did is they did a hell of a job with dedicating the whole show to Prince. I mean, and it's nothing new. If you guys can remember back in 2009 when Michael Jackson passed away, it was like 2-3 days before the BET Awards, and they changed their entire award show within a matter of days just to tribute this man. So, I mean, I don't think I was ever second guessing BET's ability to do a proper tribute to Prince. So, but other than the Prince tributes, we have to obviously talk about Jesse Williams. He had this powerful speech as he received the humanitarian award. He talked about cultural appropriation. He talked about just like the police brutality, like everything that African Americans deal with as a harsh reality. And although he was talking about our misfortunes, he got on us as well. It was something that, one thing he stuck out to me where he said something about, you know, we make this money to, I'm just, you know, improvising what he said. And I actually like retweeted it or reposted it on my Facebook. He said something about how we make this money to buy these brands, but for all of these years we were fighting with these brands on our back. Like, it's something like that. Before he even opened his mouth, I was like, boy, Jesse Williams is still fine. But in all seriousness, like his acceptance speech was very much awakening, and it's still a talk to this day. Like, that was Sunday. Right now this is Thursday. By the time y'all see this on Friday, like, so shout out to Jesse Williams. Other than that, I do want to highlight Samuel Jackson. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award, and with him winning that, it kind of made me realize, like, yo, like, you know, Samuel Jackson's been around for a minute, and you know all the films that he's been a part of, but you don't know until it's in front of you and they do like a montage and stuff like that. So, like, shout out to him, because he's definitely one of the greatest within the acting entertainment industry or whatever. So, but overall, I feel like this year's BET Awards was definitely, you know, a very good show. I know last year I said it was a good show, this year was a good show, because, you know, sometimes the BET Awards can have you like, eh. But this show was good. So if you guys checked out the show, definitely comment below and let me know what you thought about this year's award show. Next, we are going to move on to my second beat of this week. And my second beat of this week, I just have to, I'm not even going to hold y'all with this one either. The Kanye West, he released his video for Famous. So when he released The Life of Pablo and Famous came out, and he talked about how Tilla owed him sex because he made her famous, that was controversial within itself. But he took it a step further with the music video. Now, honestly, I have not seen the entire music video, one, because I do not have Tidal, but with all the talks that's been going on online, I mean, I feel like technically I did see it. So we know that the video premiered on Tidal, like I said. It was exclusively premiered, I guess it was like in this like big arena, the Forum in LA. I'm in New York, so I've never been to the Forum, so I don't know what it looked like, but it, like, everybody and their mother was there to see this music video. And then literally up till today still, you know, people are talking about it, and one reason why they're talking about it is because he was inspired by Vincent Destorios. I hope I'm saying that artist's name right. He was inspired by his portrait Sleep. And basically, there were tons of people in the bed. They weren't really there, but they were like, you know, sculptures and stuff or whatever, or like mass models or something to look like these celebrities, which included Kanye West himself, Kim Kardashian, Chris Brown, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Amber Rose, Ray J, Bill Cosby, George Bush, Donald Trump, Caitlyn Jenner, and I think it was a few other people. But it's just kind of like weird, like all of these people are in the bed naked together. But I mean, those people are definitely people that, you know, caused quite a bit of controversy, and as well as people who were in controversial situations with Kim and Kanye. So I don't know, like Kanye, I'm always on the fence with Kanye, because I'm like, alright, Kanye's crazy, but then when you really think about everything he says, he was like, maybe he's not crazy. So I mean, from an artistic standpoint, I see what he did once I saw the, you know, the portrait that he was inspired by. But then with the people that he included, I'm like, yo, Kanye was out to start some shit. And then, you know, people like Ray J responded. I think George Bush said that wasn't me. Who else responded this week? Chris Brown responded. Chris Brown was like, yo, Kanye crazy, but, you know, he's, you know, talented and dope and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm always on the fence with Kanye, and I'm on the fence with this whole video situation. It's like, Kanye is crazy, but he's artistic, and sometimes you understand him. Like, he just confuses the shit out of me, to be honest with you guys. So if you guys checked out his music video to Famous, definitely comment, let me know what you thought about it, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Yeah, it's really not too much to it. I just had to mention it because obviously it was one of the biggest, you know, headlines throughout this entire week. So we're going to move on to our third beat of this week, and this is still unraveling as we speak. And what I'm referring to is the breakup between Iggy Azalea and Nick Young. And I actually remember when they got engaged, I made that like a beat of the week, and I like congratulated them. And here we are, I guess like maybe like a year and some change later, or a year later, and they're like not together. So you guys know I work for TSR. So last week when you know, Iggy went on Twitter and she announced that her and Nick were no longer together, you know, we pretty much got the exclusive as far as like why they were broken up, or why we thought they were broken up, obviously, which included you know, Nick Young getting his baby mom. He has a son, so he got his baby mother pregnant again with a second child. I've heard that before. But so yeah, that's what everybody was talking about. Like, we got that news last week. I guess it spilled over to this week, and people were still trying to find out, or still finding out, that he got his baby mom's pregnant. And then literally today, Iggy, she took to her Twitter account and she said, "I have never ever been told by Nick that his baby mother is pregnant. So if this is true, I'm finding out via E-News." So she found out on E-News. She said, "I broke up with Nick because I found out he had brought other women into our home while I was away and caught him on the security footage. This is just like a second shot to the chest, and I feel like I don't even know who the hell it is I've been loving all this time." And she said, "People in this world are really fucked up." And then before I press record, she tweeted again, and she said, "I find it baffling anyone would make the choice to bring a child into the world under these circumstances and want attention and money for it. I feel like my body was dropped and kicked out of a plane with no parachute." So I feel so bad for Iggy, because Iggy, first of all, she already get beat up on just for being a white rapper. Let's just start there. And then to, you know that she's trying to support herself out here, and she has to work, because to stay in the United States of America, she has to work. You know, she's not a U.S. citizen, so you know she can't always be home. And I know that their wedding was put on the back burner as she, you know, wanted to go on tour and stuff like that. She didn't drop an album, but I know she had a single out. So, you know, she's out working, and, you know, to come home to find out that your NBA boyfriend had another bitch in the crib, and you looking at the security cameras and you found out. Well, when you really think about it, I mean, I don't know no basketball players, you know, personally, but when you think about it, a basketball player cheating while you're not around, that don't sound out of the ordinary. Now that I think about it, now that I really sit here and think about it, so maybe Iggy should have just known better, or she should have been suspicious. I don't know. I mean, it's still a sad situation for her to break up with him for another reason, and then for her to find out through, you know, social media and the media and stuff that he actually got his baby mother pregnant again. Like, this is why I tell you I don't mess with people, kids. So Iggy, I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through. Hopefully, you know, you can recover, and, you know, maybe this will make for great music, and, you know, yeah, maybe it'll make for great music. Everybody will stop getting on you about your whole rapping career and finally support you and all of this other stuff. I hear heartbreak makes the best music. So I'm sorry, but girl, you're gonna be good. You are going to definitely be good without a doubt. So moving on to my fourth beat of this week, I have to talk about Future. Future is on the latest cover of Rolling Stone mag, and he looks cool. I mean, me never, like, I like Future, but I was never one of the girls to be like, "Oh my gosh, Future is so sexy." Like, I just never seen it. It was never there. So he looks dope on the cover. You know, he has his dreads blown out and all of this other stuff. But what's inside the magazine is what everyone is talking about. And, you know, he's been going through like this whole baby mama drama with Sierra. So he discusses that inside of the issue, as well as comparisons to designer. So first things first, as far as like the whole Sierra situation, he talked about the battles that he has with her, and then like the whole son situation, and how he never ever expected this to happen. He said, "I was one step away from being married, and I feel like I failed publicly in relationships. Then you want to go back to doing music to what you know, and if the people didn't accept you again, the one thing you feel like you can fall back on, it walked away from you. You feel like it's over." And what he's referring to is that after him and Sierra initially broke up, his project for Honest, it didn't do too well, but we all know that he bounced back, because he did Dirty Sprite 2, he did Purple Rain, he did What a Time to Be Alive with Drake, he did Evil. Like, he just did all of these projects literally like within 1 year or some change, and he has endless amount of hits. Like, it's not a party you can't go to that you don't hear Future. But aside from that, he did send a message to Sierra, and he said, I'm attached to you. I'm if you're happy, I'm happy. We're connected for life. I don't want you to go through this shit and for me to come back on my son, my kid. I want you to be in the best situation. So I mean, look, it sounds like he's trying to surrender. He's like, look, I'm over the drama. You know, I never expected this to happen. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. And as long as it reflects on our child, it's whatever. And I feel like he goes through probably the most baby mama drama right now with Sierra, just because they're two public figures. So, I mean, hopefully with the interview that he did with Rolling Stone, this is just like his way of speaking to her publicly, and him saying, look, I just want peace now, because I really don't know how much they talk, you know, personally behind the scenes and stuff, but it sounds like they're moving in hopefully a more positive direction. And the last thing I want to talk about is, you know, they asked him about designer, and he was not here for it, because he said, I'm never worried about anyone else. I don't even want his name mentioned in this article. So I guess that's how he feels about the whole designer comparison that's always going on. But other than that, I want to get to my last beat of this week. And my last beat of this week, I talked about her in my first beat, and that is Jennifer Hudson. And after her performance at this year's BET Awards, it was announced that she has signed a new record deal with Epic Records, and the announcement was made by the CEO of Epic Records, we all know, LA Reid. So she's been releasing she released her first 3 albums under J Records / RCA, and we know that, you know, Clive Davis has been like such a big mentor since he's signed her and everything. But luckily, even though she's on Epic Records, she'll still be able to work with Clive Davis, because Clive Davis along with LA Reid will collaborate to produce her first album off of Epic, which is pretty dope to have 2 heavyweights within the industry, you know, work on your project as one. And it turns out this is their first project they've worked on together in almost 25 years. The last project that LA Reid and Clive Davis worked on together was Whitney Houston's album For the Bodyguard back in 1992. So I'm excited for Jennifer Hudson. I'll be honest, her last 2 albums definitely were misses. Like, they really did not do too well, you know, considering like her first debut album. So with both of them together, a whole new label situation, you know, she got this buzz going definitely after that whole tribute situation. I just feel like she just got it. So I'm hoping, without a doubt, this summer she has a new single, and I'm hoping the single is dope. And I just want to see her do well, because she's definitely one of the very few talents, definitely ones that go in. So I'm excited for Jennifer Hudson. I can't wait to hear new music. You know, I'm always here for new music. But other than that, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video, and of course, you know, I have to end every single video by reminding you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would greatly be appreciated. Unfortunately, I have no notes to leave you guys with this week, so you know I have to end things off with my song of the week, and my song is going to have to go to Tory Lanez for his latest single, Love, and it is the second single off of his upcoming album, which features Tanto Metro and Devontae's classic song, Everybody Fall in Love. It's a classic reggae song. I'm sure you know it. So if you want to check out the video to the song in its entirety, you can head over to my blog at www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. So bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.